Hello, greetings from Barefoot Law. My name is Dorcas Mwebaza, and we are commemorating the 16 Days of Activism against violence against women and girls. This is a campaign that runs every year between the 25th of November to the 10th of December all over the world. This year's theme is Unite, so we're all uniting against violence against women and girls. We have had the privilege of having some of our partners join us in this discussion.
My name is Olive Namutebi, Executive Director at Albinism Umbrella. I could say I'm a social change activist. So nice to be here.
How long has Albinism Umbrella been around, and what type of work are you doing under Albinism Umbrella?
Albinism Umbrella has been in existence for 5 years. We actually just clocked 5 last July.
Congratulations.
But the work we do, or as an individual, I've been in this space for the last 10 to 15 years. Yes. And we really look for the person with albinism. And like our vision says, that we look to a society where people with albinism are dignified and realize their full potential. Now, dignity is very important for us.
Yes.
And we realize that we have a lot of potential, untapped potential, that we ourselves as people with albinism sit on, or we have not come up to demand that our rights and our potential is exploited.
Right.
Albinism is a genetic condition that is inherited from both parents.
Okay.
And like I said, genetic, so it comes from genes of mom and dad. Now, it is not it's not inherited, rather it appears with the manifestation of no color in the eyes, the skin, and the hair. Like we see this at birth.
Yes.
You know, so albinism is not a curse, it's not anything. But we're in Africa, so to speak, the darker people. I move away from the language of black. Eh?
Yes,
No. We're just more of dark-skinned compared to the Western world. Now, we really color the world, like we're oranging the world today. And we come from a society where a lot of ignorance exists. You know, I've interacted with a number of people myself in the search for knowledge. And quite often when people do not know certain things, they put it to maybe a power above. Yes. And if it is fearing, they're like, I think that is bad. You know, fear is associated with bad if they do not really see. So we generally, as people with albinism, in Uganda specifically, but of course what happens to us is for the rest of the world.
Okay.
We are neglected right from birth, of where this mother gives birth to a child and just the nurse is making noise, you know? Yes. So that stigma of, for the mothers out there, you know what we're talking about.
Yes. Giving
Giving birth to life brings joy, but here it is, the first person to see a band of joy is screaming, you know?
Their reaction.
Exactly. So this kind of group that we serve has been rejected majorly from family as the basic unit of community where you need to first be received. So many of us have not even attained education because of the family neglect. It comes to society and it doesn't make it any better. We've had to look for information as Albinism Umbrella. One thing that we really put a lot of emphasis is data. Speaking to lawyers, evidence, where is the evidence? The numbers.
And how do those numbers look like?
Statistically, looking at the World Report, there is one person in 20,000 people with albinism in the world.
Okay.
When it comes to Europe and the US and America, basically, it is one person in 17,000.
Okay.
Now, statistics get narrower when we come to Africa.
Yes.
One person in every 1,000 has albinism.
Okay.
So meaning the population for people with albinism is bigger in Africa compared to the rest.
World.
Yes. And when I get right home, we did a digital mapping. We've done in 35 districts of Uganda as at 2014. And we have found that we have 8,542, around there. We found out that in relation to the question, it's not so much different from the national statistics of women and men.
Okay.
We're almost the same.
So the women are
Slightly more.
slightly more.
Slightly more. And the men are there. But one thing that came out, we had more children with albinism. Of course, it also comes to the national statistics.
Yes, of course, yes. The more
And
children, the more the stats.
the more, exactly. And we had a very small margin of the above 50, you can imagine.
Okay.
Because 50 really is not old
Yes,
in my
yes.
my view.
Yes, yes, yes.
But for us, there is this myth, people with albinism don't go above 30 years. And you're like, who said yes? That's why I'm even saying
Okay.
50. So there were very, very few, could be really countable, the ones that I saw myself.